guys? Dan back here with the Regular Guy Garage. What I'm going to do today is show you how to drain your coolant system to, in this case, I'm going to do another, I need to change the thermostat housing. But we're going to drain the cooling system, change the housing, and then put the coolant back in without making a mess at all. So the track is actually open tomorrow, and I've been meaning to change this thermostat housing for a while now. It's always leaked. This is separate from the coolant pressure issue that I was having where I was blowing the hose off the thermostat. It just always kind of leaked, and I'm going to show you the difference in the thermostat housings and why I opted to change it. But yeah, I want to get the car ready, get it down to the track tomorrow, see, finally if what improvements we got over the 410 gears that I put in the car. But so normally, when I go to do some sort of, drain the cooling system or whatever, first thing first, take the cap off. But then there's a drain, like petcock, right down there. So normally what I do is drain the coolant from there. If you don't remember in the older video, that drain is actually no good on this radiator for some reason. But I usually make a huge mess. I mean, usually get a bunch of stuff in the bucket, but then once it, really starts to drain out, the coolant will just kind of run along like the radiator support and just get all over the floor. And then I'm sitting there wiping it up for, however long. The fix I have for that is basically, this is all I need right here. Got, I picked up this little hand pump not too long ago, and I figured, why am I making a huge mess? Why don't I just use this thing? So really all I start with, you always start in the same spot. Take the cap off of the radiator. Stuff's pretty hard to do with one hand. There we go. All right, so then really all I do is I just take the one side, stick it in the bucket, the side that the coolant's gonna come out of. And then the other side, just go ahead and drop it right into the radiator and then just pump it out. The key is, though, you got to put the right side in. All right, so that's pretty much that. Got all the coolant out that we needed to get out. We'll just leave it there till we're ready to pump it back in. As you can see, the radiator, coolant level, you can't really see it. And now we can get going on taking this thermostat housing off. All right, so here's the difference between the two thermostat housings. You probably can't tell right now, but this face is completely machined straight. The thermostat goes in there. This one, the thermostat goes in here also, but if you can see this lip that goes around the entire thing, so that sticks out the littlest bit. And so really that's all that seals on the gasket. And every single time since I got this car, even before I did the 331, it always leaked right around the bottom. So I have a feeling either this and it doesn't even matter how much RTV I put on it. I'll put as much as I possibly can. I think one time I got it to not leak, but then I had to take it off because I did a thermostat change. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. I don't think, this type of thermostat housing, the chrome stuff, whatever. I'd rather it look, not look chrome and be functional than deal with this. So I was gonna order this piece off of LMR. It was $30 off LMR. And then I said, you know what, let me just Google really quick, and I found one for $8 at AutoZone. So I went and got it. This should be more than good enough. It's nice and flat. I'm gonna take a file and just kind of clean up some of the, you could tell it's been banged around in the box for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up really quick, and then we'll throw it back on the car, and hopefully that fixes this little dripping issue, and we can get this car out to the track tomorrow. right, so got the new thermostat housing back on. I would say the fitment of this, $8 thermostat housing was a little bit tighter. I had to move this hose clamp, and then this this tube is a little bit bigger than the one that's on the water pump side, but the hose still goes over it. Even this outlet is a little bigger as well. However, everything still fits fine. So now what I'm going to do is get my bucket and pump the fluid back into the coolant. I'm going to pump the coolant back into the radiator, and then hopefully it doesn't leak. Fingers crossed. I'm confident it won't. All right, so we got all the coolant back into the radiator. Doesn't look like we're leaking yet. Hopefully that means not at all. Go ahead and fire the car up and see. Make sure that there's no, we gotta get the air bubbles out, and then again, I wanna see if this thing's leaking. Fingers crossed, hopefully we're good. Oh, actually, I gotta put the belt back on the car. I'm glad I thought about that. The belt was just laying on the crank pulley, and I don't know what I thought, what made me think that I forgot to put this back on, but maybe possible disaster averted. Some of that fluid down already. I'm gonna wait a little bit because it'll rise up, and then let the thermostat open, and then I'll go ahead and fill it up completely. That idle or pulley squeak, and I can hear a very small squeak. Gotta wait for the car to get up to 160, then that thermostat will open. It should actually climb quick because there's not really, the coolant's not full yet, so. It's starting to come up. The thermostat should open soon. Oh, actually, there it goes. I think it just opened. Yeah, so the thermostat's open now. That's why the level's going down. We're looking good. I don't see any leaks. So, let me fill this up. So the cap is back on. Radiator's full. Fans are going. No leaking as of right now. About 166. I'll probably hover around there for a minute since I just put the cap back on. And as you can see, this is where it was leaking, and then there is no fluid down there. So, all right, and that's how it's done. Got the coolant, or got the thermostat housing changed. Didn't spill a drop of coolant on the ground. I mean, this way to do it, this little transfer pump, handheld, you can get it from, I got it from Tractor Supply. I think it was like maybe 10 bucks. And yeah, I mean, no more trying to drain antifreeze out of that little petcock at the bottom. It's completely pointless. I mean, I could suck enough coolant out of this that I could even do the head gaskets on this car just with that little pump. So definitely highly recommend getting one of those if you're going to do some sort of job where you need to drain the coolant. I mean, save yourself the mess, and it's actually quicker too, I think, honestly. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I really hope this helped you out. Open up your mind to some new ideas on how to work on your car without making such a big mess. I wish I would have been doing this sooner when I was working on a tugboat when I was younger. We used to drain the coolant in a similar way, recover it, and then into a drum, and then put it back into the engine. I should have did this sooner, but sometimes being lazy actually creates more work for you in the end, and this is one way to mitigate that. Anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Check out the playlist for this car. A lot more to come. Going racing on the next video, so be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching. As always, take care, and we'll see you on the next one.